All right, Isaac Harris. Before that, I said I know why Luka was so mad and just took it out on the game. There's two aspects to this.
Mm.
One, he can't get another technical. So
Hey,
he
he's lived up to his word. He said after that game he would not get another one, and now he has 2 games, and we need to give him credit if he doesn't get one in the next 2 games.
he has 100% lived up to his word in that, and I think that he does deserve credit for that. The other, so he's kind of internalizing all this, and there was a couple times during this game you could just tell he was internalizing some of the complaining and sitting on the bench and kind of letting Carlisle. I think Brad even tweeted out a specific instance where he let Carlisle kind of speak for him. The other thing is he's getting fouled in these games and they're not being called, and I think it's starting to happen for Luka with these refs. They've all seen him a certain number of times already, right? It's not his rookie year anymore where refs are seeing him for the first time. Luka is hitting a point that Harden hit at one point where he has gotten so good that he can bait guys into calls, he can draw contact, he can do all that little stuff, and he like completely fools the refs so many times. Like LeBron hit a point in his career where he could do this too. Where he can bait the refs. The difference between Harden, LeBron, and then Luka is that now it seems like refs don't want to be fooled, right? Like they don't want to have the wool pulled over their eyes or don't want to make a mistake and keep giving Luka these phantom calls, I guess if you want to call it. And so now they're not calling real stuff, right? Like they're not getting baited into those too. It happened to Harden, and with LeBron they'll just call him anyway because he's been in the league so long, he gets the respect and all that. But with Luka, it's starting to get to that point where they're just not calling real stuff because it looks like he's trying to draw a foul, and so they don't want to call it, right? Am I totally off base with this? It just feels like that's the way that is. And so Luka's saying, I'm getting hit. Like they're hitting me in my drives, in these rebounds, all kinds of stuff, and they're just not calling him because they think that he's trying to mess with them.
Yeah, in a way, it's kind of like the boy cries wolf, right? And
In a way,
like
yeah.
but he actually is getting hit a lot of the times. But it's just it's part of, and I think it's hard sometimes to have this conversation about Luka and the refs, especially with invested fans, fans of Luka, fans of the Mavericks, and everything. It's like, hey, your natural inclination is to take up for the player. I'm like, well, he deserves the fouls. He gets fouled and all this stuff. And anytime you criticize, it's like, no, you're doing too hard. No, legitimately, Luka has said that he has to work on this. Like everyone has admitted this, recognized it. So it's not just because somebody mentions, hey, Luka whines too much. No, that is true. And everyone has admitted that. Okay. So he does whine too much. He does let it get to him a little bit too much. So and I'm hoping that it is something that he really can work on moving forward, because now we're in year 3 and I feel like he's developing a reputation with referees and with this stuff to where it's like what you just said, that then it's just a weird, I mean, you're kind of setting the tone early on in your career when normally this stuff happens later on in a career, once
right.
You have
when
a lot
did it happen for Harden? Like his 4th year when he went to the Rockets, right?
Yeah. So
and not even that first year, probably that second or third. LeBron, when did it happen for him? I mean, Luka is ahead of the curve with a lot of this stuff, and so
did the Lakers win?
They did. Yeah, the Rockets just completely fell apart in the last couple seconds there. Kuzma hit a clutch bucket. Anyway,
the star.
He is a star. He's got his own signature shoe, doesn't he?
If we brought out signature shoe athletes from every brand in the world, then we would have some.
And that's why Luka went off. He took it out on the game. And I know some people are sitting in their car, sitting wherever. I know you're sitting there going, why doesn't he just do that all the time? Right? Yeah. I think there's just certain moments. He also had a terrible game the night before. Yeah. And so I think that he took that, and then his 3-point shot was going down. And once that 3-point shot's going down, everything opens up for him. And so it just opens up. The other thing is we've mentioned these Willie Luka lineups have been playing really well and really good defense. And that second quarter, it was Willie, Maxi, Jalen Brunson, Luka, and Richardson. That was the lineup right there. And we'll get into Richardson not starting probably in the third segment, but I think that defensive presence from Willie and Richardson and Maxi kind of sparked that second quarter run, and then Luka scoring just took him to the next level. And the Pelicans lineup was also awful during that stretch. Yeah. I mean, there was barely any NBA players on